Welcome to Cut the BS with Holly and Rachel.
We are here to help you ditch the overwhelm, stop second guessing, and reconnect with what truly fuels your body, your mind, and your life.
No fluff, no filters, just real talk that helps you feel strong, aligned, and unstoppable. Whether you're on a walk, commuting, or sipping your favorite matcha, this is your space.
Is this thing on?
It's on. And we're back with our holiday special. Today, we're going to give you a gift for Christmas. Merry Christmas. We're going to give you 5 things, 5 tips that you can take with you into the holiday season. The holiday season is, I would say, a special one. It can be really great. It can be a little crazy. I think sometimes it's a mixture of both for most people. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely agree, and I think the chaos makes the holidays a little bit more fun.
Absolutely. So, welcome to Cut the BS. My name is Rachel, aka Ray Ray, aka Bon Bon, and with me is my lovely co-host,
Holly, aka Holly.
It's been too long, Holly. It's been too long. We took a little bit of a break just to kind of regather our thoughts, regather our lives. And I think we should just kind of start out and talk about some favorite holiday traditions.
Okay. So, holidays in general, or are we feeling like Christmas specifically?
I'd say Christmas, since that's going to be, what's rolling around here quicker than I want it to.
Yeah. Are you done shopping? Let's start there.
No, I'm not done shopping. I still have 4 people to buy for.
That's crazy. And the day that we're recording this, y'all, is December 16th. So, shoot.
And I'm celebrating Christmas this Saturday.
Oh.
So,
are you type B? Because I feel like you're really organized, but then also, I feel like you push things off.
I am type what I like to call B+.
Okay.
B+, A-. So, I am very organized. I think I procrastinate things if they cause me stress. So, we're working on it. We're working on it.
I mean, hey, this shouldn't be that stressful. It should be fun. So, as long as you're not feeling stressed, too much, I think it's fine.
When in doubt, take a shot,
When in
That's
doubt,
my
take a
motto
shot
for the holidays.
Crazy.
Of water. Of water.
Oh. Wow.
Or other things.
Whatever you have accessible, we'll say. But as far as favorite holiday or Christmas traditions go, one of my favorites is we always have biscuits and gravy on Christmas morning after opening gifts. Even as full-grown adults, too. 3 of the 4 of us, sibling-wise, sleep over at my dad's. We wake up way too early for being grown adults, but you know what? It's fine. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock. Open our gifts, make breakfast, and it's just such a fun time. It's just it just feels so nostalgic to wake up super early as an adult who's, I don't know, it just brings the Christmas spirit alive, we'll say.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Gosh, do I even have any Christmas traditions? It's unclear. I will say that a Christmas tradition that I really hold dear is usually the meal that we all have for the Christmas celebration, because I come from a very big family. I've got 2 older sisters. I've got about 10 nieces and nephews, right? 10. I've lost count at this point, but I've got 10 nieces and nephews. So you're talking, and mind you, a lot of my nieces and nephews are a little bit closer to my age. So most of them are grown. And it's just a big celebration. And usually all hands are on deck for whatever meal we're having. Like, for example, for this Christmas, we're doing a Christmas brunch. So it's going to be all breakfast foods, which is my favorite meal of the day.
Can't go
So
wrong,
I'm
for sure.
super excited about it. But it's all hands on deck. So literally everyone's running around like crazy trying to like do whatever it is that it's their job to do for the Christmas meal. So that's going to be really fun. I'm in charge of homemade biscuits this year, which I do make from scratch because I am Betty Crocker. So I'll be doing
Period.
those. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Usually we'll do like games with the family and with the younger kids. So it's a lot of fellowship and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like holidays are just, it's time to just like feel grateful to be surrounded by your whole family because, like, as sad as it is, so many people don't have that, you know? And
Yeah.
that makes me sad because holidays are so fun with a big family. Like, sometimes it's like, damn, it's loud in here. And it's like, wow, how blessed are we?
Yeah. Definitely. And I mean, to be quite frank, like a lot of families can't really get together except on the holidays. So
Yeah.
might as well make the most of it and just revel in the chaos.
I think both of our traditions being surrounded kind of by food is exactly why we're here with this episode because food is a really crucial part of holiday tradition. It feels like a lot of things are surrounded by like the sweet treats, your grandma's cupcakes or cookies or whatever, or your mom's, whoever it may be, and the meals that we share together with our families. And that can feel really overwhelming for those who are on their fitness journey and don't want to have to stray away from, their goals, but also do want to be able to enjoy the holidays. So that's kind of exactly what our goal with this episode is to allow you guys to enjoy the holidays, enjoy the food. It comes around once a year. Like, let's soak it in, let's enjoy it, let's be present and create memories while also fully enjoying them, feeling no guilt, and knowing we can still reach our goals, you know, by the end of
Right.
the year
Right.
or, going into the new year with a new set of goals. It doesn't have to completely be all or nothing, per usual around here, right?
And I also too want to point out that, January is literally right around the corner. And so, even for myself, like I try to maintain goals throughout the entire year, but January always feels a little special and a little I guess empowering and encouraging even for me, and I'm sure for you as well. And so that's right around the corner. And I think that being able to, like you said, enjoy the holidays, but also, still continue to honor the goals that you have now and even honor the goals that you're going to be setting, come January 1 and, practicing a little bit of discipline, but also enjoying. Again, we
Hmm.
always are going to aim for finding that balance. And so, I think today we're really going to just focus on how do we find balance in the chaos. So, Holly, why don't you go ahead and start us off with, one thing that you would incorporate or encourage your clients to do when it comes to the holidays and how to find that balance.
Something I encourage my clients to do, and something I really try to practice myself, is finding my non negotiables. And I think we've talked about this in previous episodes, but especially on holidays, staying rooted in those non negotiables. What's going to make you feel your best? And these might look different on a holiday, on a weekend where you're out of town compared to a normal day to day routine, but find your non-negotiables. So some things that might be, maybe it's, still hitting a step goal. Maybe it's reduced by 2000, but just something to encourage you to still be up and moving. Maybe it's a water goal, a protein goal, prioritizing a breakfast before the event. We're going to kind of talk about that in a little bit, but find your non-negotiables and simply make them that. Make them non-negotiables. You know that when you hit these things, you feel better. So you're going to do them.
Yeah. And I think too, like with anyone, whether your goal is weight loss, whether your goal is muscle gain, whether your goal is just living healthier, or just creating healthier habits, oftentimes we do habit stack. Like we do have a lot of things that we're trying to do throughout the day. I can't tell you anyone that just has one goal in order to live a healthier life each day, right? So we have a lot. And so, Holly, to your point, like finding the non-negotiables, you don't have to be perfect 100%, on Christmas Eve, but, have one or two. I know for me, a big thing is going to be trying to get my steps in, even though it's going to be a little bit colder, where I'm going to be, putting on my coat, going out, walking for 10 minutes, and then coming back inside and just doing little spurts of that. And then also really trying to hit protein. Like those are usually my go-to non-negotiables, just because I know if I get enough protein, I'm going to be able to enjoy everything else. But my full limit is going to be um, easier to hit
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to be so satiated with the protein. So I'm going to have the biscuits. I'm going to have the gravy. I'm going to have the gingerbread. But, I've had my protein, so I'm going to get full faster.
And with the step thing, as you guys learned in our 12 days of wellness, day 2, adding 1,000 steps to your daily average, it only takes 10-ish minutes to add 1,000 steps to your goal. So getting outside for 10 minutes at a time, maybe it's 2 times, 3 times, it doesn't have to be a big 30-minute walk. It can be a small chunk of time, maybe immediately post meal, you go for a smaller walk. That's a little bit less daunting, I think, on a holiday than trying to get a 30-minute walk in.
And let's be honest, you're probably going to need 10 minutes to just chill for a sec. If you are living in the chaos, such as,
For real.
like I know I live in the chaos during the holidays, maybe you need the 10 minutes to yourself just to, like, I don't know, actually be able to hear your thoughts. Or maybe you need time to cool off, or maybe you just want some alone time. Not everyone can be as extroverted as I am, and I get that. So maybe we just need to take a beat and might as well get our steps in while we're at it.
For real. And the sunshine, hopefully, we'll cross our fingers that we get some sun on Christmas. I know it's definitely not going to be snowing. The sun would be great for you as well. I think just decide your non negotiables. Like you were saying, Rachel, it doesn't have to be 3 to 5 things. It can simply be 2 things that make you feel good. Maybe it's also like the day before, like making sure you're getting your 8 hours of sleep. Also talked about that in our 12 days of wellness. Who's locked in? Making sure you're hitting your sleep so that you can go in feeling recharged and rested and like you actually have something to give.
Right, exactly. So moving on along to numero dos. So, something else that we think are really going to help you in the holiday season to be able to continue to reach your goals while also enjoying. Again, it everything. I will continue to preach balance till my very last days.
And unfortunately, it will be needed till our very last days. So we'll keep doing the Lord's work.
We sure will. Amen. Okay. So, we talked a little bit about finding your non-negotiables. I know that I went to my 2 go-tos, which were, protein intake and steps. But something else that we want you guys to think about, maybe your non-negotiable isn't necessarily protein, maybe it's fiber. Protein and fiber intake around the holidays is going to be huge because, again, we know that those 2 elements are going to be the most satiating. If you have had enough fiber, which is about 25 grams for women, up to 30 grams for men recommended, you're going to feel fuller longer after having things that have fiber in them. And then also the protein as well, we know is very satiating. So if you're really focusing on, like, maybe those are your 2 non-negotiables, you're going to have room for the fun stuff. But you're going to be fuller faster. So your cutoff is going to be a little bit sooner, but you're not going to feel sad because you can't eat anymore because you're going to be full. I mean, I don't know about you, Holly, but when I'm full, I'm not sad that I can't eat more.
Yeah, especially after you've had a good amount of it, And the scarcity mindset, getting out of that, which we're going to talk about that a little bit, but like you can actually maybe take home leftovers and maybe you try to incorporate this more often throughout the year. Like it's not the one time a year you're getting these things, it's just more special maybe. Um, and something else with fiber, I think that is very important is that with all the abnormal food that we are intaking, fiber is going to help our digestion. And we're going to want that digestion going. That's for sure during the holidays. So making sure that you're getting in your fiber to help keep you satiated, but also to help your digestion in the current
Mm.
moment and in the days to come, for sure.
For those of you that don't follow us on Instagram, definitely go give us a follow. And I will repeat here what I said in our latest reel is that fiber is really important because it keeps the bowels bowling. And I think that might be a trademark because we want the bowels to be bowling. You know what I
Seriously, put
mean?
it on a
Uh,
sweatshirt.
you know what? I might keep
Seriously,
the
who would buy that?
bowels
Cut the
bowling.
BS
I would buy
merch.
it. Did we just have another brand idea? I think so.
Think we did. Wait, did we just pop off?
Okay. Here we
Okay.
are. We did.
No, but seriously, like just making sure that your bowels are able to bowel is going to be so important. You're going to thank yourself. It's going to help you feel less bloated in the days to come after the holidays. And as well as if you're not overeating, you're already at an advantage of feeling less bloated. So I think those are again, a great two non-negotiables. Doesn't have to be anything else. Those would be a great place to start for a non-negotiable.
And also, I'll point out that with fiber and with protein, maybe your two non negotiables aren't necessarily to hit goals of getting a perfect amount of each, but maybe just like adding it to your meal. So, like, whatever meal that you're having breakfast, lunch, dinner, Christmas breakfast, brunch, whatever it may be, being intentional of adding those things to your meal so that you're having something more well rounded, you're going to feel satiated, things of that nature.
Absolutely. And if nobody else is bringing a veggie to include, maybe that's something you can contribute. A veggie tray is pretty easy. You can make it yourself. You can take it. You can snack on it before. It can be a during the meal type of situation, but that's an easy kind of grab and go option for sure throughout the day. And then we also, with that, talked about the mindset around everything. Again, I think getting out of that scarcity mindset of, oh, I only get this one time a year, and so I'm just going to overindulge now. Again, drop the all or nothing. You can have these things more than just on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, more than just the month of December. Allow yourself to enjoy it guilt free. I think the offness of it can make you appreciate the on of it, like being off routine
Yeah.
and not maybe getting in as much fiber and protein as you would like to. You can literally start to feel your body feel the effects. And so that makes you appreciate the process of being on a little bit more, I
Mm,
think. And,
yeah. Eh,
even with a week off, it doesn't have to even be a whole week off, like you said, controlling what you can control. What meals
mhm,
within that week do you have control over? Asking yourself that, like, can you control meals outside of meals with everyone else so that you're getting in,
mm.
just a little bit of what you feel like your body needs?
And when in doubt, if you think I'm not going to head over to the local IGA in Prestonsburg, Kentucky, and get me a rotisserie chicken, some microwavable rice, and some teriyaki sauce with a little zucchini, that's my go to. When in doubt, it's macro friendly, it's yummy. Who doesn't love teriyaki sauce? Nobody. And it's just like an easy thing that I can control, like my lunch for that day. Or you know, I can control my dinner if everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Just taking a second to think about the future makes a big difference. Don't just let it hit you and be like, oh shit, I haven't ate all day, or oh shit, I have no food.
mm,
Preparing when if you, what is it that I always say?
failed to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Fair. That's fair.
Oh, so speaking of mindset, I want to enter into the chat a little bit of holiday math that doesn't really math, right? You and I both know that girl math always maths, okay? It's always mathing. But there are some things in the holiday season that just isn't quite adding up. So let me give you an example. Holiday math that doesn't math might include we're going to have a crazy Christmas dinner with all the bad things that I love to indulge in. I'm not going to eat all day until dinner. And while we understand your logic, it's not really mathing because what will probably end up happening is we're going to end up binging that evening and maybe making ourselves a little unwell, if you will. Whereas if you're protein loading that day, if you're fiber loading that day, when dinner comes, you're going to be able to enjoy what you want and then get full all in one swoop. So what's another holiday math that doesn't quite add up that you can think of, Holly?
Mine would be kind of what you were just talking about, but like 1 week does not lose your progress. You didn't get here in 1 week. You're not going to get lost in 1 week. Again, maybe the scales will tip one way or another, maybe not be our best friends for the next few days, but everything will even out once you get back onto your routine.
Completely agree.
And, cookies. One cookie does not immediately mean you're gaining weight. Crazy enough.
Sure doesn't.
Actually, it probably means nothing if you can simply have 1 to 2 cookies and move on about your day. Just a hot take, maybe.
Yeah. And if you guys think that I'm not fitting cookies into my day to day, you're wrong. Because 3 Oreos is only 160 calories. Oh, my friend gets it. My friend gets it.
Listen,
I love it. I love it. Yes. The 3 Oreos is only 160 calories, and I will and have fit that into my macros. So Auntie Thelma's cookie is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Just eat it. Okay?
literally eat it and move on. And yeah, have them more often, and you don't feel the need to overindulge on these holidays,
Something else that I think is really important to bring to everyone's attention is that when we go to the gym before or after the holidays, this is not a time where you are working off your holiday meal. You don't need to earn your food. You shouldn't burn your food. Those things are going to happen naturally because you're working out to get stronger, to be healthier. Having the mentality of, oh, I have to burn off that. Like these videos that I see on Instagram all the time of, I'm going to eat a crumble cookie and then I'm going to run until I've burned that many calories. And then at the end, they're like, see, it's really not even that worth it. First of all, there are so many things wrong with that video. I'm really not even going to deep dive into it, but that's really not exactly how that works. Like, if you eat a cookie that's 500 calories and then you go to the gym and burn 500 calories, you're not necessarily working off that cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And the calories that you're so-called burning is probably not even an accurate number.
That was my next point. Yeah.
Right. So we work out to build muscle, to be healthy, to release good endorphins, and to feel good. And ultimately, we're investing in our future selves. The mentality should definitely not be, oh, well, we're after the holidays. I got to lose all this weight back. I got to do this, blah, 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 blah. Like, no. Again, consistency compounds. So whatever your consistent routine is going to be a direct reflection of what you look like and how you feel. And that's on business.
Clock it. You know what I find really, really funny, Rachel, is I just feel like I don't shut up about the whole balance of it all. And I live this very 80-20, everything in moderation kind of lifestyle. I feel like I don't give off the vibes of I work out to punish myself to, earn my food, none of that. Every time, almost every time at an event, I'll be eating, minding my own business. And here comes Aunt Susan talking about oh, I bet you're going to the gym later. I mean, yeah, that's part of my routine, but it's not because of what you're seeing on my plate. When have I ever gave off those vibes, Aunt Susan? I don't give off those vibes.
I need to know who Aunt Susan is, and I need her phone number because we need to have some work. Because the audacity of some people is truly astounding. It's truly astounding. I'm still baffled as to where they're finding it, where they're finding this audacity, because it's none of your business, Aunt Susan. And I'm going to work out because I love it.
And again, when have I ever given those vibes?
Literally never.
You will literally hear me at holidays be like, yeah, I think you should get that and not worry about it.
I'm not going to discredit the fact that it's natural for us to have these thoughts. I have these thoughts sometimes, like, if I'm, and not just with the, trying to earn or burn your food. Like, I have those thoughts sometimes. I just have to repeat what is truth to myself, that is not the purpose of why I work out. I work out to feel good. I work out to be healthy. I work out to be strong, and I'm investing in my future self. And even some of these other things that we said, like the thought of like, oh, this cookie is really going to set me over. Like, I'm human too. I have those thoughts. Holly, I'm sure you do from time to time. I think the difference is that we know what the truth is, and we are, positively speaking that to ourselves when we have these moments, because we're ultimately trying to retrain our brain to kind of forgo what society is telling us to think and feel and how we view things. And we're really trying to just change the narrative for the better.
Mic drop, 100%. No notes needed. But going on, I think to tip number 4, piece of advice number 4 would definitely just be do what you need to do for yourself. Protect your peace. Whether that's going on a walk after dinner, whether that's not getting the cookie. Maybe the cookie would not suit you. Maybe it sounds good, but you're too full from dinner in this moment to eat that. Not letting anybody's comments impact, what you end up putting on your plate, or getting something just because Aunt Susan made it. Damn it, Aunt Susan, I just don't want it. Like, and not everything is personal.
Somebody get Aunt Susan.
And if somebody has an Aunt Susan, I'm so
Auntie.
sorry. It's nothing personal. You're just the victim today. Sorry about you. But yeah, just protect your peace. Think about what's going to make you feel good in the long run, and don't do anything to please other people or to, fit a narrative of any sort or anything like that. Anything that you can think to like add to that kind of piece, Rachel?
Yeah. The holidays, while food culturally is a really big part of it. And that's why we're here, and that's why we're giving you guys some advice and just, some things that we really try to hit home with. The holidays typically is more so about the quality time with your family, catching up with your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles. But I think, being able to enjoy the other moments as well. And while I do think we should plan accordingly for the holidays when it comes to food, don't let that be your main focus.
When you plan accordingly, I think it gives you that flexibility and that freedom, if you will, to fully enjoy the holidays too. And just, you. Don't let anybody convince you that they know you better, ultimately.
Yeah. And I think that brings us to kind of our last point, is not using holidays as an excuse to fall off. When Christmas is done, we're getting right back in the gym. We're getting right back into our sleep routine. We're getting right back into our water intake. And ultimately, we're getting right back into all of the things that we're trying to do on a daily basis. Our habit stack routine, so that we can continue to reach towards our goals, and make sure that you're setting small goals.
I think the result of holidays can really be, we can very easily tip to an extreme on both sides. We can, feel a lot of guilt and overdo it, or we can say, you know what, I really overdid it. I really effed up. I'm just going to wait till January 1st to get back. How about we meet both of those in the middle and we just do something small? Again, 1% better the next day. On December 26th, how can you wake up and get just 1% better? Not from yesterday, but just not from yesterday, because again, one day doesn't make that big of a difference. But in general, overall, how can I get 1% better on that day?
Agreed.
Well, I think that's our present to you guys. So there you have it. We just gave you 5 incredible gifts with the most spectacular bows you've ever seen, hand tied, scissor freaking curled. We really did our thing there, if I can say so myself. We hope you guys enjoyed this holiday edition, this holiday special episode of Cut the BS. And nobody worry. I know we're all worrying. We'll be back sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Catch us in the new year, where whether you're a new year, new me, whether you're a new year, same you, or whether you're a new year bad bitch. Okay. It doesn't matter who you are. You can catch us in January with new episodes, season 2 coming. We're romping and ready to go.
We will see y'all in 2026, baby. Peace, love, and happy.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Cut the BS with Holly and Rachel. If today gave you a dose of clarity, confidence, or even just a good laugh, we've done our job.
Don't forget, wellness isn't about doing more. It's about doing what actually works for you. So take what hit home, leave the rest, and keep showing up as your strongest, realest self.
Be sure to follow, rate, and share this episode with someone who's ready to cut the BS and live with more intention. Until next time.